having just a little bit of technical difficulties on the computer this morning. I was going to have Kim King come up and share just briefly with some of the things of what's going on in Frankfurt. Primarily this 300-pound gorilla with the redistricting plan. I think Kim's got a map here, so Representative King, if you would come up and share with us, we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
David. This on in a little bit. Can you all hear me okay? All right. Yes, the 800-pound gorilla that David mentioned, I brought a graphic in today in case you all haven't been able to visually see what is going on. Let me just start by saying this isn't necessary. We had an alternative plan that we submitted, and that would have kept all of Anderson, all of Mercer, and 2 precincts in Jessamine County. Jessamine County is large enough to split. It would be the 2 precincts just over the Kentucky River, so in that Palisades area. We share 68 with those folks, the road problems there, the river, the rural life, there's no companies there, so there's a lot in common. So that was a constitutionally sound and common sense approach. So just bearing in mind that this wasn't necessary. But as you know, Mercer County will now be split, and let me stop here and also say, because it had an emergency clause written into it, this became effective about 4 o'clock Friday afternoon. So technically and on paper, if you live in the city, in the Bergen area, anywhere below Cornishville Road, I'm not technically your representative anymore. But we're just kind of ignore that, and I'm going to be working as hard as I have been on your behalf until the next person is sworn in. So we'll just kind of disregard that. Actually, I had a call on Friday night from Louise Dean. There's a widow on 68 that has an issue that we're going to tackle today, but I'm technically not her representative. She's part of the Bull County District at this point. But again, we're just kind of ignore that. My concerns with this are, you have some constitutions on your table. There are a little pile of constitutions, the little black and white book. Our problem with this is section 33 on page 69. It talks about how unless a county is large enough to be a house district, self-contained on its own, it's not supposed to be split. Our population here is 21,300 some odd, well below the 43,000 that it takes to, did I say 23,000? It's 21,000. 21,300, lot less than the 43,000 that it takes to be constitutionally split. So that's one problem with it. Also, it just doesn't pass the common sense smell test, where everything, again, below the blue line, almost all of our city, other than, this looks like to me the Wausau paper plant area. There's just one little strip of the city that goes in with the 55th, but all of our other city of Harrodsburg ideas and problems and issues, and the city of Bergen go in with the 54th now. Our sheriff's department is going to be split. Our city police in Harrodsburg and Bergen. Just logistically, it's going to be a nightmare for those folks. From what I'm hearing from them, it's going to be difficult to deal with. I've heard, pardon me, I was eating bacon. I thought I was going to be last. I've heard several questions of why in the world are we doing this? And I can't. That's a speculative answer to figure out why we're doing this, but I can tell you what's going to be accomplished by this, and then you can figure out the why on your own. The what will happen, what this plan does statewide, it puts 10 House incumbents together, that's people that are already serving in the House, pits them together in the next election cycle. 9 are Republicans and 1's a Democrat. So as of the next primary election, which will be mid-May, 5 House Republicans will be gone without a vote in the general election. So that is what's being accomplished, and you can figure out on your own what the why might be. Are there any questions at this point? I don't want to overload you with information before we go on quickly. I want to keep us on task.
I think you're kind of expand just a little bit about some of the other districts. I mean, I thought they'd slapped you in the face pretty much, but some of the other districts, it's not political or logistical boundaries we're talking about. It's all political. I saw in the news this morning with Senator Stein and and their district is now represented by somebody from Henderson.
From Henderson, which is, bless you, 200 miles away. You know, in Henderson is, as of this morning, that's Lexington's state senator representation is Senator Ridley from Henderson. You're exactly right. In one district, there are actually 3 House Republicans that are pitted together. So, again, you can...
Kim, with so much dissatisfaction over this and it being political, what is the earliest point in time that it would be legal to redo this and try to straighten it out?
Ms. Wagner's question is a good one. What is our time frame? What can we do now? And a lawsuit will be filed because we do have a constitutionally and common sense plan. We have an alternative to this. This is not necessary. This was a politically motivated choice. Nothing more, nothing less. So we do have an alternative, and that lawsuit, I'm sure, will be filed this morning. The word we're looking for now is an injunction. We take an injunction from the court to keep everything on hold and either implement the alternative plan that we have in place or keep working on it. So injunction, keep watching in the news for that word, whether or not we can get an injunction.
What about the court failure, how legal judge?
Tim's question is, what court would this be heard in? It's my understanding this will be heard in the Franklin County Court.
Representative.
You're welcome.
We
You're welcome.
appreciate
And I'll
it.
be
And
here
I'll let you
until
know. Thank you so
9
much.
o'clock if someone has additional questions.
Okay, and I will point out too that Clayton King is back here videoing, and just like Kim said, she posts this on YouTube
Yes.
and Facebook and everywhere else. So she wants it clear to see that everybody can go out and look at this and see. She likes to have all of her public meetings broadcast, but Clayton does a great job with his HD camo
He does.
video
He does
camera.
indeed.
He does a
And
fantastic
Senator
job.
Higdon sends his regrets. As of Saturday night, he was going to be here this morning, and then he called about 8:30 last night just as I was coming in from church, and he sounds awful. I mean, he is very sick, so he's at the doctor this
And I
morning.
think we know that Senator Higdon would be here too.
Yes.
He's a wonderful guy, so
So thank you, and I'll be
Thank you.
here if you have any questions.
thank you so much. Now,
To supplement my redistricting briefing at the Leadership Appreciation Breakfast this morning in Mercer County, I wanted to supplement that with a little bit of information and give you the opportunity to zoom in on the redistricting map as it pertains to Mercer County. I also wanted to let you know that in addition to the remarks that you've already heard, this will split 246 precincts across the state. That doesn't directly affect Anderson, Mercer, or Spencer counties, but across the state there will be 246 precincts that will be unnecessarily split. The estimated cost of implementing that change is $11,000 per split, so that is $2,706,000 that will be unnecessarily charged to the taxpayers of Kentucky. Feel free to zoom in on the redistricting map as it affects Mercer County at your pleasure, at your leisure. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. My home phone number is 859-734-2173. You can reach me at the office at 502-564-8100, extension 763, or you can send me an email at kim.king@lrc.ky.gov. Thank you.